Hi everybody, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts, and this is a Q&A episode, so let's get started, shall we? Luke, you got a bunch of questions for me, so I'll get through them as fast as I can. So, first one, who would win, Mosasaurus or Leviathan? In my opinion, Leviathan wins. Yeah, I mean, that's your opinion. That's a really good, a very good opinion on that one. So, Mosasaurus versus Leviathan. So, Mosasaurus, a marine reptile from the late Cretaceous period, can get to 50 feet long, and Leviathan, a prehistoric sperm whale that could reach a size of over 40 feet. And of course, they never lived in the same time, of course, because the Leviathan lived, I believe, in the Miocene, if I remember correctly, in the Miocene. And its prey would be like other like whales, sharks, and those sorts of things. Mosasaurs eat other marine reptiles, ammonites, and some fish and sharks, those sorts of things. And so, I would agree with you. I think Leviathan might actually edge out on this one because a much bigger brain, because it's a mammal, and also it probably would have that fatty tissue. Like at the front of the snout to actually produce possibly the sonar or the echolocation type of thing. So probably the sonar. But yeah, I'd probably say that, and also Leviathan might be able to get in one really good bite on the Mosasaur, but the Mosasaur does have one thing on its side, and that's agility and speed, whereas Leviathan is going to probably be a tad bit slower. But I think Mosasaurus might have a little bit tougher time trying to get through that hide that Leviathan has. But Leviathan would have pretty good hide, but it has pretty like a skin that would be almost feel like rubbery, and of course it has a little bit of a layer of fat on it to do that. But like, yeah, I think with the incredible bite force that Leviathan would have with those massive teeth, probably would actually get on the Mosasaurus tail and pretty much just be the end of that Mosasaurus. Was Mosasaurus able to use a death roll? I'd probably say no, because see, Mosasaurs are not like crocodiles. Crocodiles mainly use death rolls. Monitor lizards can do it. Like, yeah, they can do it. It's this very rare occasion that they do it. But most monitor lizards usually just shake their heads to try to get a piece of flesh out of their prey. But like, would Mosasaurs do that? Would they be able to do a death roll like crocodiles? And I'd probably say no, because the prey that they're mostly going after are pretty much prey. It's not gonna try to escape that much. And also, the Mosasaurus got that palette of teeth on the roof of their mouth, so the prey can't get away. And so that pretty much solves the problem right there, is that if you got your prey caught in your mouth and they're not getting away, there's no need to do a death roll. And so, yeah, but most of the time they're actually going to be catching prey that is going to fit inside their mouth a lot more than actually prey that is larger than itself. And so that's more likely the case, is that Mosasaurs probably didn't do the death roll that much, because also if you're in the ocean, you're not going to do the death roll very much. And who would win, Orcapod or Leviathan? That's a tough one. I'd say that we could go either or. I mean, like, orcas are pretty much smaller than Leviathan, and Leviathan might be able to get away from that pod, even though because like the orca pod would most likely just harass Leviathan as much as possible to keep it away from like the younger members of the pod. And so, yeah, I'd probably say that Leviathan might be able to escape that a lot easier, because it's a larger animal. And so, like, yeah, orcas have taken on larger animals before in the ocean, but that's a rare occasion. It's just mainly to just harass them and just like tell them to go away. But in terms of an overall death match, probably not. I'd probably say is that Leviathan would just escape. But I'd probably say Orca Pod might have some chances, but I think Leviathan is just way too big to do like a lot of damage. And your final one, did Leviathan live in pods? Probably small ones, not particularly large ones like orcas do, or say like small toothed whales do. They probably didn't do that. Leviathan was just way too big. It was just way too big to have like a large group. So probably maybe it's like a pod of maybe like 3 or 4, to say the least. That's a good size for a pod for a Leviathan. Probably rarely they did do that, but mainly like if it was like a female taking care of its young. But mostly they're probably just going to have one young to have in the ocean. But I'd say small ones. That's all I'm going to say. All right, Benjamin. Some questions here. Is Ankylosaurus the biggest of all armored dinosaurs? I think it is, but Euoplocephalus might have a really good shot at being a larger one. But I think Ankylosaurus is larger, but I'm not totally sure about it. But I think Ankylosaurus is a tad bit larger than Euoplocephalus. But I think that probably answers the question right there. Is Apatosaurus the best known of all sauropods? I'd say so. I don't know if it's most studied though, but I probably would say it's that it's the most recognizable sauropod. And of course, there's Brachiosaurus, Camarasaurus, Diplodocus. Those are very famous sauropods as well. And so I'd say it's pretty much up there with those ones. So yeah, I think it's pretty well known. Is Dimetrodon the most famous of all pelycosaurs? I would say so. Pelycosaurs are like these like proto mammals, or like these mammal-like reptiles that are like the early synapsids, and so the animals that have like one hole in their skull, which we're part of. We're part of synapsids, because we have one hole in our skull in terms of the eye socket. And so yeah, I would say Dimetrodon is probably the most famous, because there's a few others that are in that class, in that clade, I should say. And I'd probably say it is. Dimetrodon is the most famous of the pelycosaurs. I would say so. And who would win, Monolophosaurus or Electrosaurus? So Monolophosaurus, an early Jurassic theropod, and then you got Electrosaurus, a somewhat late Cretaceous tyrannosaur. And Electrosaurus is slightly larger than Monolophosaurus, but I'd say Electrosaurus would win this one. Because one, Tyrannosaurs are a tad bit more advanced than those early theropods that you're going to see from the early Jurassic. Because one, the skulls are much more advanced, like say the teeth are more robust, and of course the skull like of Electrosaurus would have a little bit of widening in the back, so it might have a much stronger bite force, and will also have better senses, be much faster than Monolophosaurus. And so, yeah, I'd probably say Electrosaurus on that one. Electrosaurus would definitely be the one to outdo Monolophosaurus. But even though Monolophosaurus is still a cool-looking dinosaur, and Electrosaurus is an awesome dinosaur as well. But yeah, I'm sticking with my guns on the Tyrannosaurus on this one. So Electrosaurus would definitely be the one that would win that battle. That's all the questions for today, and next week will be a special episode. I'll let you guys know what kind of prehistoric animal I'm going to talk about, so stay tuned for that. And you can still send me questions about dinosaurs or any other prehistoric life by email me at dinochris71@gmail.com, or just go to my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. Like the page, you should post your questions in the comment section. Please post them in the comment section. Don't put them on Messenger. Messages are for private conversations, so please put those questions in the comment section. And you YouTubers out there, like the videos, subscribe to the channel. Also, share the videos, share the channel to anybody that is interested in dinosaurs and other prehistoric life, so that way helps out the YouTube algorithm, and also gets more subscribers, and that way you guys can still learn about some pretty cool stuff that that I know in terms of paleontology and all these kind of prehistoric animals that are out there in the fossil record. And also stomp on the notification bell so that way you can get weekly notifications of every video that comes out. And also, YouTubers, feel free to put your questions in the comments section, because I do read them all. Your questions mean a lot on those Q&A episodes. Your questions are awesome, and then keep on going with that. And make sure you keep your questions short to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at dino.chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there. You can also follow me on Twitter at CSGRAL. It's our Twitter page. I post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also, take care of the people around you. Notice if you're younger people out there, make sure to listen to your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. It's the best motivation to get a good education. It's very important to have a good education. With a good education, you get a good job in the future. In this time, wear a mask, social distance, wash your hands if you're not vaccinated yet, and also please get vaccinated, because that's very important, so we reduce the spread of the virus, so that way we can get close to a normal. And so that's what we all want. And that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next week.